Let's turn to India now. The election battle is heating up fast and the new frontier is taxes. Now, do not get mistaken. Political parties are not squabbling about our taxes. They're squabbling about theirs. That's right. India's main opposition party, the Congress party, has been pulled up by the tax authorities. They've received a notice from the Income Tax Department. And what does it say? That the books are not in order. There are discrepancies in the Congress's tax returns. We're talking about a 5-year period from 2017-18 to 2020-21. And how much money is at stake? More than 1,800 crore rupees, which is around $215 million. That's penalty plus recovery plus interest. Now, the Congress party has rejected this notice. They're calling it tax terrorism by the ruling BJP.
ये कर आतंकवाद है और कुछ नहीं है और ये कर आतंकवाद का शब्द पहली बार बीजेपी के नेता अरुण जेटली ने पार्लियामेंट में इस्तेमाल किया था और ये कर आतंकवाद के हमले जो हो रहे हैं, जो टैक्स टेररिज्म अटैक हो रहा है कांग्रेस पार्टी पर, उसका जवाब बीजेपी की भाषा में ही आज हमारे कोषाध्यक्ष देंगे.
So what next? The Congress is already low on funds. They're planning to approach the Supreme Court next week, maybe get a stay order on this notice. But what exactly is this case all about? Where do political parties get money from and how much tax do they pay? Let's look at these 3 questions. The Congress is facing multiple tax investigations. One of them dates back to 1994. It accuses the party of not keeping proper records. Apparently, this was flagged in 1997, but the Congress party challenged this accusation in court. Almost 30 years later, it has emerged again. The IT department wants to recover 53 crore rupees, which is $6.5 million US. Another case dates back to 2019. It was election year in India, 2019. All parties had to submit their tax returns by December 31st, but the Congress party missed the deadline. Now, let's take a short detour here. I mentioned that parties have to submit tax returns. But do they also have to pay taxes? The answer is no. Political parties are 100% exempt from taxes. And not just on donations, even on income from other sources, say a building on rent or interest payment on a deposit. All of it is tax exempt in India. Now we come to the Congress party in 2019. If the income is tax exempt, what is the problem? Why is the IT department after the Congress party? Because of the deadline. If you miss the final date, you lose the exemption. Your entire income becomes taxable. That is the rule. Now, in the Congress's case, that was around 199 crore rupees. So the IT department wanted the party to pay up. The Congress tried getting help from the Delhi High Court, but the judges dismissed the plea. So this month, the taxmen made their move. They recovered money from the Congress's bank account. How much money? Around 135 crore rupees. That's recovery plus interest. We're talking about almost $16 million. The third tax case is arguably much bigger. It covers 7 years from 2014 to 2021. The IT department is alleging, quote-unquote, unaccounted transactions. Again, worth how much? More than 500 crore rupees. And finally, you have the latest notice of 1,800 crore rupees. So put together, the Congress is in deep trouble and the timing is pretty bad. India's general elections are slated for next month. The first phase begins in around 20 days from now. So the Congress needs the money now to publish advertisements, to ferry its top campaigners, to hold rallies and roadshows, to pay fuel and other expenses. But if the bank accounts are frozen, how will the Congress pay up? That's the big worry for their leaders. They say this is an attempt to financially cripple the party, to derail their campaign. But the impact could go beyond this election. And I'll tell you why. Most of these cases predate India's electoral bonds. It was a time when donations were made directly. If the amount was more than 20,000 rupees, parties had to record it. They had to file it with the income tax department. Anything more than 20,000 rupees. But the poll bonds upended the system. Such direct donations virtually disappeared overnight. Instead, everyone bought bonds. Now, with the bonds scrapped, these donations will return. And there's a lot at stake here. This case could set a precedent going forward. We'll be tracking the Congress's next moves closely. If the Supreme Court of India gets involved next week, things could get interesting.